Hello everybody and welcome back once more to Jill-O-Lantern's second helping. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi Noob. I'm CheerandCosplay.
And I'm Kozi.
And we finally got to the second chapter of this game. It's been a minute, but the Kickstarter is still going on for the final chapter. If you'd like to contribute to that, go check out the link in the description below. They're making Jill-O-Lantern the final cut, and we'd like to see how this game ends. And if you'd also like to see how this game ends and support an independent creator, please do so. Anyway, we're going to be getting in here. So we had an issue. I don't think I saved where we were at the end of the last game, so it makes it kind of weird getting into this game. So we're going to start a new interview.
You might want to go to settings and make sure the voices are off.
I mean, we can do that. I'm sure it's fine, but yeah, no. I think it's saved over from that, so we're good.
Okay.
All right. Let's get in there to this next part. I don't think it'll mess with us too much to just start a new game from the second point. Welcome back. You're looking better.
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
Vivian is back to Vivian now. Do you want to recap what we covered last time before we begin? Ooh, should we refresh our memory or do we remember?
I think we remember.
I would refresh. Some of us have not been here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Last night on Halloween, your birthday, you were taken by your close friend and roommate Joy Rancherer to a Halloween party on the beach of Lake Shish Kebab. Things quickly progressed into a slasher movie scenario, and everyone died except for you and a demon calling herself Jack-Headed Jill, who had been summoned to kill everyone on the lake by the local witch. You stole the witch's spellbook, and despite the advisement of Jill, cast a spell that trapped the lake area in a bubble of reality that reset to shortly after you and Joy arrived at the party, giving you another chance to put things right. However, your attempts to get everyone and leave the party were unsuccessful. After leaving the party area to think you met Jill again, she informed you that your spell would slowly kill you if you didn't agree to help her. You were then interrupted by Candy, a non-binary person dressed as a feminine cheerleader, and Jill hid herself. Candy seemed very concerned and familiar with you despite you having no memory of ever meeting them before. That's not exactly how I would describe that scenario, but you do you. You were then also interrupted by Joy, who appeared to know Candy, whom she shared a mutual hatred with. You convinced the two to go back to the party, and Jill resumed her demon form and offered you a contract. Jill's offer was not to kill you in exchange for helping her recover the book, but you were able to convince her that the witch intended to double-cross her by showing her the flaws in the witch's contract with Jill. Jill became enraged and agreed to most of your terms, writing a new contract that required her to keep you alive in exchange for helping her acquire the book, and give you a promise that she would do her best to refrain from killing any of your friends. You two went back to the party with Jill now a pumpkin and met Mark. Hi, Mark, the star quarterback and the one who had killed the witch before the time loop began. You asked Mark about the whereabouts of Kenny, the only person you knew could lead you to the witch's cave in the spellbook, but learned that he was already gone and likely trapped inside the barrier that surrounded the time loop you had created. You also met Joy again, who expressed utter disgust for Jill in her pumpkin form and told you to get rid of her so that you could help her with a long-term project she had been working on. After leaving the party again, you and Jill stumbled upon the scene of what appeared to be a murder-suicide, and Jill revealed that she had not been able to kill anyone during the previous loop because everyone was already dead by the time she found them. Realizing there was another killer on the loose, you two went back to the clearing where you had discovered Joy's body in the previous loop, and upon investigating, discovered the following. 1. The ritual site did not have any connection to actual magic. You did discover ties to a French moon ritual from the 16th century. You discovered the knife used to kill Joy hidden in the cooler behind a tree not far from the ritual site, along with a jar of blood. And 3. After Jill attempted to cast a homing spell, you discovered that the blood in the jar belonged to you, Vivian. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so, except that on the way to the ritual site, Mark found me and tried to make me go back to the party because Joy was looking for me. When I refused, he tried to physically drag me back, but Jill scared him off.
Noted. I think we also cracked him in the balls at some point, but, So what happened next?
After Jill and I had tried the homing spell a half a dozen times, we had to accept it really was my blood in the jar. Which raised the obvious question, how did it get there?
Well, that's unexpected.
Yeah, just like everything else tonight.
Don't suppose you know how a jar of your blood got all the way out here, do you?
No, but I might know who does.
Let me guess, pumpkin hater.
A few months ago, I started sleepwalking. I'd walk out of the dorm without any idea of what was going on, and Joy had to go find me and bring me back. One night, she found me with my hand cut open. I didn't even know it had happened until I woke up and saw my hand was bandaged.
Have you been sleepwalking at all?
I remember feeling weak the next day, but I didn't think I'd lost that much blood.
Do you have a history of sleepwalking?
Not until then. But I was under a lot of stress, so...
So you just started sleepwalking and waking up in random places?
Well, no, Joy always made sure I got back to my bed.
So, the only evidence you have that you were sleepwalking at all was her saying so.
Joy wouldn't lie to me. She takes care of me.
Yeesh, and here I was starting to actually respect you a little bit.
So we're all like, Joy's definitely gaslighting her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I remember dreaming about going to class and some other stuff that had to be a dream.
You do know Pumpkin Hater is involved in whatever's going on here, right?
We don't know that.
We can assume it.
She said she needed you for a long-term project, and we know for a fact that she's gonna be here later. You found her body.
Maybe she was dragged out here. I didn't have time to look around and investigate before you chased us off.
Well, you got time now.
Fine. We glared at each other for another minute, and then I got to work looking around.
They're not glaring at each other.
And then they started looking around.
I'd already seen everything there, but I was angry and I didn't want Jill to be right. Come on, think. You've got all these clues. You've got to be able to make something out of them.
Ooh, how did Joy get here? She was kidnapped by the French cult. Jill brought her here. She came on her own.
Third option.
She came on her own, yeah.
100% she did.
Maybe Joy came here herself. There's no evidence against that. But if she did, then who killed her? Damn it, I can't find any clues for a murder that hasn't happened yet. All I have to go on is that weird night Jill ate, a crumpled piece of paper about moon worshippers, and a jar of my blood.
You need to find those precogs from Minority Report. They'll help you.
Wait, blood. Wasn't there something about blood when we came here the first time?
Certainly looks like a blood thing.
I remember now. When I found Joy, there was a pool of blood next to her. I almost knelt down in it before Kenny stopped me. Whose blood was that?
My blood from the jar. Joy's blood.
My blood!
Killer's blood.
Definitely my blood.
Well, I already know there was a jar of my blood here, so it was probably that. Wait, no. The blood on the ground had coagulated and the blood in the jar clearly has some preservatives in it to keep it usable. The blood on the ground was fresh, which means it must have been either Joy's blood or the killer's.
What if it's the killer's blood? I don't see how her blood would get over there from there, so maybe a killer's blood.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the killer's blood.
What if they were the same? Like, what if she killed herself as some kind of ritual sacrifice?
She seems like the kind of person who would want to sacrifice someone else, namely us.
Well, the witch did leave.
That's true.
It would have had to have been the killer's blood, right? Joy must have cut them while fighting for her life. But if that were true, shouldn't there have been more blood spattered around the circle or over Joy's body? I'm positive it was just that one pool next to her. Plus, that was a lot of blood. I doubt whoever left it could have gotten very far, and certainly not without leaving a trail. It doesn't make sense for it to be the killer's blood. But what other option is there?
I guess there is the option of Joy's blood. Ah, we got a little dingle-dingle.
Could it be Joy's blood? There was no sign of a struggle and it was too fresh to be from the jar.
Fresh, never frozen.
But she was stabbed in the chest while lying on her back. Why would there be a pool of her own blood almost a foot from her body? Jill said there was no magic done around here. But is there something else that could explain it?
The knife, the jar of blood, the raised pentagram. I mean, the knife seems to be pretty much in one spot. We already ruled out the jar of blood. I'm gonna go with this. Any objections?
Pentagram, yeah.
Whoa.
Well, maybe the pentagram. It is the most prominent thing in the clearing. Although that didn't stop me from nearly tripping over it when we... Wait, no. No, it couldn't be.
Well,
I have a theory, but I need your help to test it. Do you have a knife or something?
She got the machete.
oh, how about my machete?
Where were you keeping that? Actually, never mind. Yeah, that's perfect. Hold it point up with both hands in front of you and look up at the moon.
Where were you keeping that machete? In my pants. How do you walk around? That's the discipline.
Okay.
Now, walk forward while still looking up at the moon.
Should I put on a rope and start chanting in Latin too, or trip?
That's hilarious.
Sounds of clumsy impalement.
Ah, and then she rolled over. Ow.
Damn it. Are you okay?
This hurts.
Not as much as it hurts me. Roll over.
What?
Roll over onto your back.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm almost in the center of the pentagram.
With a knife stuck through your chest. Just like how I found Joy.
So she was walking around with that human bone knife, tripped over the pentagram, and impaled herself?
Exactly.
But why wouldn't she be looking where she was? Oh, the incantation! It was about the moon. So if she was doing some kind of ritual, then she might be looking up at it.
Yeah.
Huh. So it really was an accident. That's disappointing. Wait, doesn't this mean Pumpkin Hater is in that moon cult? Human?
The way they kind of slid up there was just weird.
Hello?
This is my fault.
Did you stab her?
What?
If I'd been here to help her, she wouldn't have tripped. She needed my help and I wasn't here.
I really think you're missing the point here.
Quite literally. The point is I messed up and Joy paid the price.
Oh, for the love of... Okay. Let's, for a moment, forget everything we just learned. If she really needed you, then where were you last time around?
Back at the party, drinking a water bottle and wishing I could go home.
Oh, so you actually refused to help her last time? That's interesting.
No, she told me to wait there for her. Wait, she didn't ask me to help her last time. But then why did she say she needed my help this time?
I have a theory about that.
You do?
Yeah. But you're not gonna listen to me if I say anything bad about her, are you? That's so.
Fuck you.
Anytime, any place.
I'll admit this is strange. I can't understand why Joy would be doing a moon ritual out here. She always hated pumpkins and Halloween and stuff.
She's goth. How is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to stereotype, but I think we're allowed to stereotype.
fake goth.
And yet she's out here at a Halloween party.
Oh, maybe she hates Halloween because that's the day everyone else cops their style.
Oh.
It's
I
like
say Halloween killed her parents.
Halloween is full
Okay,
of
this
posers.
isn't Halloween movies. That's because she's trying to help me.
I thought it was because she needed you for a long-term project. Which, you know, might have something to do with all this. Just maybe?
Fuck you again. You said this was for some kind of sacrifice. What kind of sacrifice and for what?
A human sacrifice, human. Keep up. Although,
What?
it's admittedly kind of hard. It's admittedly kind of hard to make out. The paper was wrinkled, and the language was pretty flowery and pretentious. It's something to do with uniting souls with a sacrifice of blood to gain ultimate power under the light of the moon and some other old French gibberish.
Old French.
Uniting souls?
German.
I think
Sorry, I was
it's
just
talking
saying
about
words.
murder. Really snobby, artsy murder. Not really my thing, if you can believe it.
You haven't murdered anyone. So yeah.
Oh,
But it might not.
hey, no! I see what's going on in your little gay head of yours. It's not a romantic gesture, it's a murder plot.
How do you know a full moon, uniting souls, bound by blood, and all on my birthday? That's all pretty romantic stuff, don't you think?
She'd be reading those, like, books that are popular now.
Oh my
What was
god.
it?
So many.
There's one.
Monster erotica.
No, there was, like, one pretty... Something about a court of thorns or something.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice of blood, and I already told you there's no actual magic in it, so there's wouldn't be any binding of anything.
Maybe I want to be bound.
It's the thought that counts!
Your crush is a pumpkin-hating psycho who killed herself practicing a human sacrifice ritual to a giant rock in the sky.
Fuck you!
I knew you wouldn't listen. Alright, if you won't listen to me, let's go find Pumpkin Hater and see what her excuse is for all this.
She's probably still waiting for me at the party.
Then you're going to have to carry me again.
Can you, like, use your vines to make a backpack like Yoda?
Whee!
Fine, let's just get out of here already.
You know, I nearly forgot it was your birthday.
I don't want to talk about it. The worst one of my life.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Oh, Joy was already there.
Oh no. Chapter complete, but what's gonna happen next? Joy and sign.
Ooh, sign.
It's a mathematical
It's
equation.
mathematical. Yeah.
But it's missing the E.
I mean, it's always shortened on the calculators.
The party was in full swing again, and we heard it almost half a mile before we saw it. People were laughing, shouting, and hooking up all over the place.
Yeah, apparently join a calculator.
That kind of stuff always made me uncomfortable. Last time I'd hidden behind a tent so I didn't have to look at everyone. But as Jill and I stepped next to the bonfire and looked around, I suddenly had the feeling that something was very wrong. Oh, did Joy poison the punch?
Oof.
I don't really feel like she
Wow.
has to. Everyone else is so danger prone.
Wow, this place certainly livened up.
It's also thinned out a bit. I don't think those bodies at the dock are the only ones in the forest now.
Looks like Barbecue Boy and Pumpkin Hater are gone too. I don't see them anywhere.
Neither do I. Damn it. Maybe we should head back to the...
Who's Barbecue Boy? Was that Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy, there you are.
Careful, Candy, you almost made me drop Jill.
Who's Jill?
Who's Jill, and should I be jealous?
OMG, you brought your pumpkin! I love pumpkins.
Well, she's trashed.
I knew I liked you.
It can talk? That is so cool. How does it do that?
Pumpkin magic?
Cool.
Okay, so this is definitely how Polly dies.
Yeah.
Woo!
I want to kiss it.
Oh boy, things are getting a little bit too steamy here. We're gonna have to come back for this next time. Don't forget, they still got the Kickstarter going, so if you want to see where this whole situation goes, you can check it out in the link in the description below to help fund the final chapter of this game. We'll see you guys when... What's up?
I don't know if I'm on board with this anymore. Now we're pumpkin fuckers.
Hey, I mean... Teach
technically still
their
a
own.
monster fucker.
You're a monster. I'm still on board.
Okay. Well, you know, that's a discussion for next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and feel free to check out some of our other gaming videos, our weekly podcast Anime Yay or Nay, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!